Okay, I'm going to start with a question first today. Victor Crowley versus Jason, Victor Crowley versus Freddy Krueger, Victor Crowley versus Michael Myers. Whoever the hell you want Victor Crowley to verse, who would win and why, down below. Alright everybody, I'm back today with my second part of the Hatchet 3-part series, and today we're going to be talking about Hatchet 2. It came out in 2010, directed and written once again by Adam Green. And if you don't know anything about Hatchet, it basically revolves around this killer named Victor Crowley. He lives in the bayou and he kills people, basically a la Jason Voorhees or whatever. So where the first movie ended, it ends abruptly. The first film, she's coming up out of the water and Victor Crowley pulls her up and and cut. In the sequel, it just starts right off where it ends. But the only thing is the lead actress has changed. It's Danielle Harris now, which is good because everybody that likes horror likes Danielle Harris. She turns out to be the girl. She escapes. She goes back to town. She winds up talking to Tony Todd, who was in the first one. I think his name's Reverend Zombie. And that's the best part of the film is we get some more backstory about Victor Crowley. And you find out, through flashbacks of Kane Hodder being a father to Victor Crowley, who he also plays. That was the best part. The exposition where Tony Todd, through his crazy, creepy voice, describing the life story of Victor Crowley. I really liked that part. And then what they do from there is he assembles like a hunting team to go after Victor Crowley. And there's a little bit more to the story than that. And the story in this one's a little more complex, but it doesn't really make it that much better. And so once they get to the swamp, everything descends into madness and it just becomes like a kill fest. And of course, Victor Crowley's hacking and slicing and dicing, and you got all your blood and gore, and the belt sender makes another appearance. There's a lot of Hatchet. Although the Hatchet's like small, it's like weird. It looks, I don't know if it's because he's supposed to be so big, but the Hatchet looks all small. It's kind of weird. Whatever, but basically it's the same as the first movie. Slightly worse, I would say. I know it's a toss-up. Some people hate this one. Some people like it a little better. One of the guys commented on my first one, Double Shot J, that he likes this one better than the first one. I didn't quite feel the same way. Maybe I've had like a really long work week. By the end of this movie, I had lost all interest. I don't want to spoil the real ending. It does have another abrupt ending. That's one thing I like about both these movies is the abrupt endings. What I like is, it's funny like the first one. Wouldn't think it was quite as funny as the first one, and I don't think it was quite as original because obviously it's the second one. The joke by the second one gets a little long in the tooth. So I'm not really 100% looking forward to the third one. I hope it surprises me. Another thing that bugged me about this movie was Victor Crowley's makeup looked completely different, and my wife's like, where did his hair grow overnight? Whatever. He's supposed to be sort of like this immortal type ghost type thing, which in the first movie I liked it because you weren't sure if he was or you just couldn't kill him. I don't know. Just kind of went slightly downhill. It's like a TV show. That's what I was thinking when I was watching both these films yesterday. I was like, the first one was like kind of like a really good TV show you'd see maybe on Sci-Fi or something. This one is like the second season, middle of it. It's not quite as good. It's still decent. It's got most of the same stuff going on. The third one, I hope it's not like the 10th season, last episode, horrible stuff. And then the sets made their appearance again. It just takes you so out of it to see the sets. I mean, the budget's low, so he has to do what he can. But, yeah, I mean, he's the same guy that made Frozen, and Frozen's a really good, solid film. Not the greatest, but really good and solid. And, I think he's just having fun. When I'm saying he, I mean Adam Green, just cranking out these kind of cheesy slasher flicks. So I can appreciate that. But I'm not going to give it a very high score. 2.5 out of 5. Like I said, slightly worse than the first one. I think they could have ended it with the first one and everybody would have got the point. The only redeeming part about this one is that you get a little bit more of Victor Crowley's story. But the things that detract are the bad continuation in the makeup and, just the overall campiness, cheesiness. It gets a little long by the end. So, all right, we'll see Friday when Hatchet 3 comes out what I think about it. And, I'll see you then. And make sure you answer the question I asked at the beginning. All right, guys. See you soon.